Hello all, my name is Lauren Dahl, and today I want to share with you how I use a Web 2.0 tool called Canva. Canva allows my students and I to create electronic posters and presentations. As a Spanish teacher, I find it very important to present my students with opportunities to use what we are learning in ways that allow them to make it personal. For this tutorial, I am going to create an example of a project that my students do. Step 1 of using Canva is you're going to want to either sign up if you've never started. It's free. You can sign up with an email, Facebook, or a Google account. Or if you have an account, you'll just log in. Once in, you can create a design, or you can look at different designs you've already created. So let's go ahead and create a new design. And as you can see here, there's many different things you can do with this. You can do social media posts, different documents, blogging, marketing. So this is a very universal website for different activities that might become useful in your classroom. For my students, I tend to have them just do a presentation. Now that we've opened it up and we're starting to create it, you can choose a layout that is provided by Canva, or you can kind of go with the blank slate. If you choose a layout by Canva, they have different options. So let's say I want to create a coffee shop, and I'll put my name in here. And I really think this needs a second page. You can actually add more pages to make it into a presentation, and you can select a different layout for page 2. This isn't something that my students are going to be using for this project, but it is a really cool feature of this website, so I did want you to see it. So I'm going to undo all that and go back to my blank slate. So now that we have a blank slate, step 1 is going to be to select a background. I tend to tell my students to pick something very simple because we're going to be putting stuff on top of it. So they can select a plain color, or they can look at some of the free options of the different textures. So for this one, I'm going to use this chevron pattern. The next thing for my students is that they need to make sure that they have text and pictures. So they can add text by going to the text option. And there's different types of things. You can add a heading, subheading, or some body. And there's different fonts as well that come out in different formats. So I'm simply just going to add a heading. And I'm going to put me gusta, because what my students are doing is creating a project about things that they like in Spanish. Maybe I'm not a fan of this font, so I can go up here and select any other font I want. I'm going to go with Allura. Now, since I switched it, I don't feel like that's quite big enough, so I can also change the font size. I can change the color. Change it to all caps or lowercase. And I'm just going to put it in the middle of my picture. Now notice, this is very helpful. It creates lines to tell me exactly where the center is and to line it up. The next step for my students is to add some things that they like. So I'm going to say that this student likes to ride a bike. Montar en bicicleta. Again, maybe I don't like this font. And I want to stick with the same font that I chose for the first one. So I can scroll through the fonts to find that one again. I'm going to put this one up here, so I've got space to put a picture with it. And I can turn it on an angle if I would like. Now I want to make sure I add a picture. I can go to Elements, and there's some different things here. There's free photos, and I can search, kind of like in clip art. So I can put bike and see what I can find. Now all of these pictures that I'm finding have a $sign here. That means when I go to create this, it's going to charge me. You can choose to do that, but for my students, we go with anything that we can use for free. So here's a free picture, and that's the only one I'm seeing. So I don't like their bike options. What I can do is I can go to Uploads and select Upload Your Own Image. have already saved my picture in here, montar en bicicleta. So I'm going to select that, double click on it, and here's my picture. And I can see that it's working to upload it. But I can go ahead and drag it out to my presentation anyways. I'm going to adjust the size, it's a bit too big. And I can put it there with my font, with my writing that says montar en bicicleta. My students have options if they go into Elements to add other things as well. They can change the outline of their presentation page, so split it up into different parts. They can add frames for pictures. Maybe they want to add some shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring out this square. So I'm going to go ahead and make it so that my words can fit on top of it. With blank shapes like this, the possibilities are endless. Now I don't like that it's covering my words, so I can go to Arrange, and I can send it back. Now since my font is white, I cannot see it, so I'll definitely want to change that again. So this is just a very brief explanation of what my students might be doing with this. They would add more words, more elements, more pictures, and they might end up with a final project that will show some different things that they like in Spanish. To save it, they just have to go to File and click Save. And it does automatically save as you are working. And then the last step is to download. So I'll have them download it as a PDF, so it's very easy to be sent over email to me. Just click download, and now it is preparing their design. And here it is down in the bottom, so I can open it up, right click, save as. And I can save it as anything I want, and then I can print it, I can email it, and it's a great way to have my students using Spanish through technology in ways that is personal to them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation of Canva, and I hope you guys can find ways to make it useful for your students as well.